Greetings. I welcome you to this talk on Kashmir Shaivism. Very happy to be able to share these ideas about this amazing teaching. I learned it how long ago, more than 40 years ago, from Swami Muktananda. I spent a few years in his ashram, seeing him every day and getting his teachings. He taught Vedanta and Kashmir Shaivism, and I developed a great appreciation for Kashmir Shaivism. It's a wondrous ancient teaching. But you're probably listening, so you probably already know something about it. If not, you'll get some more understanding of it. But I'm going to base it on this talk on the Shiva Sutras. The Shiva Sutras appeared in around the year 800 AD, and they're considered to be the direct words of Shiva. Shiva is the source. They are amazingly profound and beautiful, but they were written down by Asaguptacharya, great sage, and the source is a little unclear, but the sutras, they have a sutra in this tradition. It means thread. It's very short. It's just a couple words that conveys the meaning very clearly. But to really understand it, the teacher, the guru, unfolds the meaning. Now, generally in this tradition, one always has the teacher, the guru. As most traditions in ancient India and modern India, so the guru. So in any event, the first sutra is just two words, Chaitanya Atma. Chaitanya can be translated as, if you look in the dictionary, it says consciousness, and Atma is the self. So it's like, consciousness is self. Consciousness here refers to Shiva. So you could say, I am Shiva. I am absolute consciousness. That is similar to Vedanta. Vedanta, which is based on the Upanishads. They have four, it's called the four Mahavakyas, the four mantras that summarize all the teachings. One is Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman, I am the Absolute. Very similar meaning as peers. Or Tattvamasi, thou art that, the Absolute. I suppose Buddhism also has something similar. Supposedly when the Buddha attained enlightenment, he said, wonder of wonders, in this entire universe, I alone am. So, there's various, but here, it has unique qualities. If you look at Vedanta, the goal seems to be, consciousness, supreme, absolute, eternally pure, shining. Well, this world is Maya. And really the path is to overcome Maya. We're not sure where Maya comes from, ignorance. But wherever it comes from, we get deluded by it. And we overcome this Maya to realize the truth. In Buddhism, this world is samsara. So we have to overcome this seeing the world, this waking up from this dream of samsara. In Vedanta, we live a sattvic life, meditate, practice, and we can overcome Maya and see the world as it is. Kashmir Shaivism is a little different flavor. If we look at the word Chaitanya, there's in India, in Sanskrit, there's many words for God, for this consciousness, this supreme consciousness. Like we have one word in English, consciousness, but we're not even sure what it refers to. Actually, it's kind of vague. But like Eskimos, they say have, I don't know how many words for snow, 20, 30, whatever. We have one word, maybe we have a couple, but in Sanskrit, there's so many names for this consciousness. Endless names for it, all different qualities and aspects of it. It's, can't put it all into one word. There's, even Shiva is a word for this consciousness. Brahma, Brahman, Vishnu, Krishna. All the names of the Swamis are really the names of this consciousness. Muktananda, the bliss of freedom. Nityananda, the eternal bliss. Shankarananda, Sarvapriyananda, all the names of the Swamis refer to different aspects of this consciousness. And Chaitanya has this unique meaning, like the other names. Chaitanya refers to this supreme creator, the qualities. He creates the world. Shiva creates the world. Actually, they describe it in more detail in Kashmir Shaivism, but he creates the world, and he is the creator. There's nothing higher than he is. It's his own free will. He creates whatever he wants. There's nothing higher. So he has total freedom. So that's one quality implied by this word Chaitanya. And the other quality I kind of brought up, he does everything for his own delight. That's the only reason he'd do anything. So there's this quality of delight or joy. So that's the qualities of consciousness this sutra is referring to. This universe arises out of freedom and joy. And to experience the truth of the way it is, he carries those feelings, those qualities. And it says Atma, that can be translated as the self. I am the Shiva, basically. I am the Shiva, and my own self is the Shiva. And same, this other person is Shiva. Everyone is Shiva. The whole universe is Shiva. Is this freedom and joy. We have so the question immediately arises, well, how come that sounds a little crazy, for one thing. Another thing is, I only experience myself as this, limited being, a little speckless speck in the vast universe. Born, I have parents, I'm born, grow up and die, gone forever, whatever. So how could I be Shiva? And the second sutra answers that. It says, Jnanam bandhaha. Knowledge is bondage. think knowledge is bondage. Basically, there's two kinds of knowledge. One that's true, accurate knowledge, and then there's inaccurate knowledge. Sort of the same side thing, but we're basing our knowledge on something that isn't true. And the thing that is true, we don't recognize it. Okay. Then, like the fourth sutra explains how this happens. These veils of ignorance, you might say. Why is this ignorance veiled? Or why are we veiled? Why does this ignorance veil us? And before I give the sutra to explain how it happens, we have to go back to Shiva. He created this world and the way it is. He created it. Out of his own joy, he created these veils. And they say in Kashmir Shaivism, Shiva creates the world, he hides himself in it, and he reveals himself. The revealing of himself is called grace or the guru. But in any event, he hides himself in this world. We experience the world as a bound soul instead of as Shiva. Why would Shiva create this? Shiva do this? Does he hate us or something? Tormenting us here as living in samsara, suffering. Well, from Shiva's point of view, basically we have one foot in the world of the bound soul and another foot in the world of Shiva. And there are two different points of view. From the point of view of Shiva, which is called Shiva Drishti, seeing the world as Shiva sees it. This world is a amazing creation of freedom, joy, love, and he's totally taking total delight in this whole creation. He loves it. It's his own expression of love, really. And ourselves, we can see the world that way, or we can see it as the bound soul. You think, well, I would never choose to see the world, this suffering world, like it is. But then if you look, just think for a minute. If you want to go see a movie, do you like to see a movie of the flowers growing and the butterflies and birds, and the singing birds, so beautiful and peaceful? Or would you rather see, but if you look at the popular movies, what are they? Aliens attacking the planet, wars, dangers, star-crossed lovers or whatever. The thrills of victory, the agonies of defeat. Those are the movies we watch. And the more real it is, the more we like it. So maybe you can understand why Shiva is not so far-fetched, that Shiva could take delight in this world. Actually, he does take delight in this world. Every moment is wonder, filled with wonder and delight. We could see it that way, or we can see it as suffering, or whatever. But the fourth sutra explains how it is that we experience it as the bound soul rather than as Shiva. It's so brilliantly put. I've never seen it expressed so clearly and simply and accurately. For Sutra Yana Dishtana Matraka. What's that mean? Matraka refers to language, the letters. The Matraka Shakti is the source of this false knowledge, the source of our of these veils. It's also called, translated as the unknown mother, the source, that we can't see, that we don't see, we don't know. We don't realize how language creates this false knowledge, this thinking mind. I call it the thinking mind, the one that uses language, is the source of this, these malas, these veils. But it's all the divine play of Shiva. So, in order to understand this a little better, I want to explain a little more of how Shiva creates the world. It's a fundamental teaching of Shaivism, and really it's the structure of the Shiva Sutras. I'll explain. There's 3 powers. Each power has a section in the sutras. There's the 3 powers God uses to create the world. There's one, Icha, will, Icha Shakti. He wills the world into being. But he also has Jnana, Jnana Shakti. He knows everything in the world, what will happen in a sense, or what's happening, what is pure, total intelligence, knowledge. And the 3rd power is called Kriya Shakti, ability to do action, do things. So we have these, his powers are unlimited, ours are limited because we're contracted. As we contract ourselves, we contract these powers. But they're the basic structure of our being, you might say. It's a way of determining our structure. So Kriya, start there. That's the part that gets most of our attention. You might have the physical senses. We perceive the world by our act of seeing or hearing, sensing. And, we hear a sound, boom. Oh, that's a bird. We know it. We don't even have to think that's a bird. We just know it's a bird. We see a friend. We know the friend. We don't have to think, oh, that's my friend. So we're using these senses, and we're using I'm bringing up some intelligence there. But actually thinking mind, the language is actually Kriya. It's like a sense. If you think about it, we tend to think, oh, it's coming from inside me, therefore it's me. But if you look at it, where do these thoughts come from? Oh, I'm doing it. Are you doing it? Yeah. Can you stop thinking? If you stop thinking, then what? You just decide to think when you need to. And why do you have all these thoughts that you don't like? Whatever. But anyway, it's language. It's all based on the language. Actually, one teacher called this thinking mind the 300-pound gorilla. It's kind of bossy. It kind of rules our experience of ourself. It's has some unique qualities. It's it's only a human quality. Other animals don't really have this. It's very powerful. It's an amazing tool we use. We communicate with each other and build cultures. And it has certain qualities if we look at it. It's kind of bossy, territorial. It likes to be in charge. If we don't do what it likes, or if we, for various reasons, it will turn around and attack us, saying, "Oh, you're stupid, or you're a loser, or you're messing it all up." Kind of does this in a way to keep itself in control of ourselves. He wants to be in control. And it doesn't really like our intelligence that much. It say, "Oh, that's not important. That's just, that's not real. Intuition, that's not real. Your feelings don't really matter." He explains it, and he says, "I can do that anyway. I can do it better." Thinking mind always kind of says that. I can do it better. It can do it better. It always wants to be in control. Like it's that, you may not notice it until you begin to do spiritual work, and then you say, what's going on here? And sometimes we call it the ego. And we say, "Okay, I'm going to see what I can do to overcome this ego." But seeing how we're so attached to the thinking mind, we try to do it with the thinking mind. So in a sense, we're like a dog chasing its tail, and we never get very far. So there's the thinking mind. So Kashmir Shaivism says this thinking mind is the source of these veils that veil the truth of who we are. Then we have the, I call it intelligence. It knows without words. And it knows, like I said, conscience, intuition, feelings. You say feelings, well, it's Maya, whatever. But actually our feelings are very accurate. When what we're thinking is in harmony with our intelligence, then we have positive emotions. When what we're thinking is out of harmony with our intelligence, then we have negative emotions. So this intelligence is very useful. Let's see, excuse me. So, if we look at it, really, part of the spiritual work, a big part of the spiritual work, is to reside more in our intelligence rather than our thinking mind. That is really, in order to do that, we need will, Icha, Shakti. Thinking mind kind of keeps our will demoralized or whatever, weak. It's always telling us what to do, so we don't exercise our will that much. But we can exercise our will by going toward putting more attention to our intelligence. Will and attention are very closely related. So, what are some of the qualities? Let's look at the thinking mind or the intelligence a little. Said it's emotions, intuition, connection. It's really about connection with life, the flow of energy in the world, the wonder of the world, nature, some of the qualities, appreciation of beauty, of life. Maybe appreciation is one quality of our intelligence. love, happiness, inspiration, uh, good qualities. But we have trouble residing in there. And why is that? It's our best friend, our thinking mind. You say, wow, that's amazing. Well, I don't know if you say it's amazing. I think it is. But if you ask the normal person, would you like to be happy? Would you like to be experiencing appreciation, joy, love? Most of the time, they'll say, I don't know. Maybe. Doesn't really turn me on that much. But if you talk to me, tell me how to earn more money, how to look younger, then I'd be in for that. It's just says something there. Thinking mind versus our intelligence. One person hypothesized that the thinking mind is sort of, brain rhythms is more like beta, and our intelligence is more like alpha rhythms. It's really our natural home is the intelligence. We're in touch with life, appreciation, happiness, experience. So, like I said, a big part of the spiritual path is to reside more in that. And in order to do that, we have to develop Icha, will. Will is how we do it. So we come to Icha Shakti. This is true consciousness. We can get to Icha Shakti through when we develop it. But true consciousness is another experience. So we have these, we can go into the Shiva Sutras, that basically how do we shift more toward develop our intelligence and reach true consciousness. So there's 3 parts of the sutras, each for a different power. The three paths, upayas. The first of the Shiva Sutras, the first section starts with Icha Shakti, because this explains the situation. Then it also explains how we experience the world as Shiva. The experience of someone. And it's done through will. So where does this will come from? I said this Icha Shakti, we haven't developed it that well. But if we have, this is the Guru one way, this is considered just the Guru's Icha Shakti. His will can, we kind of ride, becomes our will. Becomes Shiva's will. This Icha Shakti is Shiva, is the Guru, is our own true self, our own. So we can experience this Shiva, the way the world, we can get Shiva Drishti, the viewpoint of Shiva, just by grace. Like I said, he hides himself from the world and he reveals himself. It's through the Guru and through the Icha Shakti. Now how So this doesn't have any path in it per se, except that it's just you awaken to the Guru, like the fifth Shiva Sutra, Udyamo Bhairava. Bhairava is Shiva, the experience of Shiva. It just wells up. It wells up out of our, confusion. All of a sudden, Shiva appears. It wells up this divine experience, seemingly of its own power, its own Icha, because our Icha has become the Icha in harmony with Shiva's, our will. It's continually welling up every moment. The Shiva isn't necessarily the peaceful state. It's the state of creation, of freedom and joy, continually welling up. It's continually unfolding. The next sutra talks about Kumari, the ever youthful maiden. The Shakti is creating the world as ever youthful, ever full of that life, that joy, that freedom, the sweetness. And in a later sutra, and it goes on to describe more this experience. It says one is Lokananda Samadhi Sukham, I think the 18th sutra. Such a one, wherever he is, whatever he's doing, he abides in the delicious sweetness of samadhi. Samadhi here, is total oneness with Shiva. It's totally delicious. And then it talks a little more of as the Icha Shakti grows, you might have powers, the ability to control the flow of the world, you might say, in certain ways. So it describes the state. Now the state is continually expanding. It's always new, so we're always expanding. It's always brand new and delicious, full of wonder. Another sutra here is the stages of yoga of this work is filled with wonders and awe. So we come to the second upaya, Shakta upaya it's called. It's based on our intelligence, Jnana Shakti. Again, this isn't the intellectual knowledge. This is direct knowledge. We've developed our direct knowledge to a certain point. We have enough will that we can abide in our intelligence to some degree. And we sense this intelligence, being very intelligent, can sense Shiva. It can sense there's something there. You can see the veils have, come a little transparent. You begin to see through it, but you can't really see it. It would be there. So you have this, it's not really a sadhana. It's like Ramana Maharshi. Who am I? Just focusing on. You can feel something's going on here and I just can't quite get it. So you, maybe like Zen koan, you're just focusing on it. Your will your longing for Shiva, finds its way through all obstacles as your will develops, it's your Shakti, till you can, until Udyamo Bhairava, Shiva bursts forth. And there's the third upaya, based on Kriya, Kriya Shakti. And here, this is what normally we think of as sadhana, like the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Here some intellectual knowledge, and it feels right, we have some connection to our intelligence. So we have to develop more will, train our minds, our awareness. And so we do spiritual practices like meditation, japa, mantra, chant the sutras, the sacred texts, work with our breath, all kinds of spiritual practices. And as we do, our Icha Shakti grows and our Jnana grows. Eventually we reach the highest levels where you reach, it can transition into Shakti Upaya, the second stage. And then as we carry that through again, Dhyamo Bhairava, Shiva bursts forth. So these are the three paths. And then you think, oh, well, do one, then the other, then this other one. But actually, we're always doing all three, no matter where we are along the way. At the beginning, we're training our will, our Icha, and our getting more in touch with our intelligence. And even at the first level, as aligned with Shiva's will, every moment is brand new, and we have to keep growing, keep moving forward. If you don't move forward, you're moving backwards. The power of the thinking mind is very strong, and it's easy to get deluded, confused somehow. It's tricky. That's why it's so great. We need to keep the company of great beings as much as possible. Find those beings who are on the way, who either have strong connection with our intelligence or consciousness, understand the way, who understand love, consciousness, freedom. So that's the best thing we can do. Whether we practice Kashmir Shaivism or whatever we practice, we can still, or don't practice, we can still cultivate Shiva Drishti. At all points in our practice, we want to cultivate Shiva Drishti, seeing this world, the joy of this world, the wonder, appreciation, and the knowledge that we are that source. So let me just read. Muktananda wrote a book on Kashmir Shaivism, and he is a great writer. So I'll read a little bit from his book. What is the state of an ecstatic being? To be happy within himself, to speak to his friends about this ecstasy, to open his heart to his companions about this knowledge with joy, peace, and love. O friend, selfish knowledge, or even the pursuit of siddhahood and spirituality, are joyless sadhana when love is missing. I do not want that. Love, happiness, and ecstasy dwell among the siddhas. Love is the supreme attainment. Without love, everything is useless. The world manifests through the power of God's love. It is sustained by love, and it will ultimately merge into love. That love throbs within us at all times. Siddha Yoga is the attainment of love. It is becoming anchored in love. There is boundless love within. It is supremely true. We inhale and exhale because of its pulsation. The prana circulates throughout the body due to the throb of love. It is love which has given the eyes the ability to perceive forms. This independent love is eternal bliss. It is the abode of the siddhas. So, beautiful words. So, it's up to you. You know, you have this and you can use it as you like. We all have freedom. And there's this, and they say, if you take one step toward God, He takes 100 towards you. So this world is an emanation of love, and it's on your side. So God bless you and enjoy your life. Thank you.